This call is being recorded.
All right. Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, the day that we huddle up. Man, we want to get this information. It's powerful. It's such a great day. Somebody said it's a wonderful day, outstanding day. All of those things are so true. And every day that we wake up and are able to do something different and move forward in the vision that is before us. So, welcome, everybody. If you're here for the very first time, we want to welcome you to Akana Nation. And this is the Diamond Factory, where diamonds are made. Diamond is our highest ranking in our company. And we come together with like minded individuals because guess what? Iron sharpens iron. So that's one of the things that we do is sharpen each other by coming together in the morning like this to make sure that we can be profitable and progressive. And on Tuesday, our coach, Dan Johnson, who is our VP of Training and Development, and we're so honored. We're so blessed. Let me tell you something. He's a mover and a shaker. He's doing some things, some major moves that he's doing, not just in Chicago, but all over the country, and truly being a blessing. Really, that's the ultimate, and that's exactly what he's doing. And we have the privilege of receiving messages. I have to tell you, they're from heaven every time he opens up his mouth. So without any further ado, hope you got your pen and paper. Are you ready? Get ready to receive from Coach Dan Johnson. Coach Dan, are you there?
Dr. Ross, are you with me?
I'm with you.
Hey. Listen, God morning, every single body that is on this line. Certainly it is good to be once again in the land of the living. I'm telling you, in the midst of so many people dying unexpectedly, this past weekend I had to facilitate a funeral of a close colleague and I guess a sister of mine that we've done business together, we've done politics together, and all of those things. She was my age, and unfortunately, she died. And so every day that we got breath in our bodies should be a day that we are grateful for. And watch this, not only grateful, but show our gratitude by being productive and taking full advantage of that day. Because every day that we have breath in our body is another day we have an opportunity to live life. And so today, as I was just opening up with that, I had no idea. Coach had no idea he was going to say any of the things he just said, but I felt the need to say it. And so I'm going to stay down that track. So I hope y'all okay with it this morning. So as that being said, every day that you have been given the privilege to live life, listen to that language, every day that you have been privileged to live life, I encourage you to live it. And the truth of the matter is there are many of us that are waking up every day with breath in our body, but we're not living life. The truth of the matter is we're merely existing. We're in business, but we're not running our business. We're not growing our business. We're not building our business. We're not taking advantage of opportunities that avails itself to our business. And this could be for a plethora of reasons. Number one is you always hear me say that life is always lifing. And I say it all the time that life happens whether you're ready or not. It happens with or without your permission. But the challenge is not the fact that life is lifing, but the challenge is how we respond when we experience this thing called life. And so our response matters. Our response matters. And the reason why our response matters is because our response is going to dictate the outcome of how life is happening to us. So the question that you have to ask yourself is, how are you responding? How are you responding? How are you responding? Some of us respond in fear. And when we respond in fear, what literally happens is it causes us to become paralyzed it immobilizes us in multiple ways. Number one, it immobilizes our hope, our faith. Number two, it immobilizes our mindset, our ability to critically think beyond that moment. And number three, it immobilizes our productivity and our activity. And so you got to be careful when your response is a response of fear, because fear is not something that was given to us. Fear is something that we accepted. Yeah. And so as a result of that, a lot of us are living this life in fear of failure, fear of not being good enough, fear of it not working out, fear of what somebody else is going to say, fear about who we're going to disappoint. And so all of our decision making is based on fear. Fear causes you to suppress the you that you really are. Let me give you an example. Yesterday, my son has been this is coming from the book of Josiah, Josiah has been being recruited by several high schools for football. And then subsequently, he's had a couple of high schools that was interested in looking at him also in basketball. And so we finally made a decision as to what high school he's going to go to. First priority as a football player. Now, when I say first priority, you got to know if Josiah is going as one of the most prestigious academic high schools in our city. So let's say that, right? But then now that we know the academics are strong, we move to athletics. And so yesterday, so he's got recruited for football, but the basketball coach invited him as an 8th grader to come and work out with a high school team. So as we were pulling up, I'm talking to the basketball coach about something else. And so I have a standing meeting with him. As we're pulling up, Josiah says, "Hey, Dad, you know what? I really want to sit in this meeting with you guys. I just really, I'm really interested in this whole basketball program. You've been talking about it for a long time, and now it's starting to come into reality. I really want to kind of see that meeting." And that sounded good, but Josiah don't want to sit in nobody's meeting. And he didn't even want to bring his basketball shoes in. He said, "Dad, we got to meet with the football coaches in an hour. By the time we get out the meeting, I really won't have time to run." And so finally, the Holy Spirit gave me understanding of what was happening. Josiah was scared. He was afraid. He did not want to go out on this basketball court and work out with this high school team, one of the most winning high school teams in the city, in front of one of the most winning coaches in the city, and he was afraid. So he was trying to do everything he could do to not be exposed. He was afraid of failure. He was afraid of the competition. And so as a result, instead of even trying, he was trying to avoid it. And so in my Dan Johnson daddy type mode, I said some things to him, and I gritted my teeth and I talked through my teeth and I said, "You're not going to sit here and be a coward. You are built for this. You have the capacity. You cannot continue to punk out in your mind. This is what you got to do. You got the skill set to do it, and I'm not going to let you quit. You're going to go out there, and you're either going to get exposure or you're going to get exposed. But what you're not going to do is quit." So he kept trying to talk and give me excuses. I said, "Hush, I don't want to listen. I'm talking. I will not give you an opportunity to speak your fear into existence any longer." As a result, he goes in, he changes his shoes, and then they call him out and they put him on the court, and he starts running with the guys. And in true Josiah form, just after he did a few drills and all of that, and they started running and playing ball, Josiah started being Josiah playing ball, and the coach said, "He's pretty good." I'm saying to you as your coach this morning that you cannot continue to punk out in life. You cannot continue to draw back because you're afraid of what's ahead. You cannot continue to stay in stuff that you know the stuff that you're staying in is not beneficial for you to live the kind of life that you want to live. So fear is one reason. And so I kind of slipped into the second reason because remember, Coach Dan right now is just flowing. So fear is one reason that we don't get to where it is that we desire to go. The second reason is because we're afraid to leave behind for the sake of moving forward. Maybe this fear is because of how long you've been. So number one is a fear of your skill set and your capacity of failure. Number two is the fear of being afraid to leave behind in order to move forward. Some of us cannot move forward in life because we are afraid to leave stuff behind. We're afraid to leave people behind. We're afraid to leave of situations behind because we've gotten so comfortable with it. We don't want to hurt it. We don't want to hurt them. We don't want to be hurt by the process of the separation. But I'm going to tell you, like I told my daughter on Hey Dad yesterday, when she asked me a question around this subject, I said, here is the reality. Here is the reality. It got to get to a point where you rather be willing to deal with the temporary pain of moving forward and moving on than the long-term extended pain of staying where you are. Oh, yeah. I need somebody to hear that this morning, because some of us stay where we are because we don't want to deal with the pain of leaving. However, we're not understanding that if you don't deal with the pain of leaving, if where you are is not conducive for who you are, then you're going to live with the pain of staying, and you're going to deal with that pain every single day of your life. And even if you get a glimpse of hope on Monday, by Friday, you're going to get a reality check about why you should not be there any longer. I'm not even preaching. I'm just coaching. I'm just sharing some things with you to help you to understand that if you got to take advantage of this thing called life, and you cannot continue to allow fear to be your stumbling block. Fear of number one, of being insufficient. Fear of number two, of leaving behind for the sake of moving forward. And then watch this. Fear of number three, of being willing to establish a new norm. What does that mean? Some of us stay where we are because we've gotten comfortable. And we're afraid of what's on the other side. We're afraid of the unknown. Yes, I want to move forward, but I don't know what moving forward looks like. When I move forward, I don't know what that looks like. So I'd rather just stay right here and be comfortably uncomfortable. Be content in discontentment. And I'm saying to everybody that's under the sound of my voice, I don't know where your right here is. But if your right here is not living to the fullness of your potential, if your right here is not causing you to be the best of who you are, if your right here is a hindrance to seeing the true manifestation of your dreams become your reality, if your right here is not you standing on the top of your world that you've been able to create with your calling, with your gifting, with your anointing, if your right here is not that, then your right here is not good enough, and it's time for you to leave here alone. Time for you to leave here alone. Time for you to leave here alone. I don't know what your here looks like, but if your here don't look like your dreams being reality, leave it alone. If your here doesn't look like the fulfillment of purpose on your life, leave it alone. If your here does not look like what it is that you've always planned and envisioned for your life, it's time to leave it alone. Here's the last piece. Number one, as I get ready to close, fear of insufficiency and inadequacy. Number two, fear of leaving behind so that you can move forward. Fear of the unknown and what's on the other side. And fear, here we go, of making the necessary adjustments in where you are in order to get to where you desire to go. And so, I don't know who this helped this morning, but I hope they help somebody. Because this is not what I planned. This is just what came to me as I began to greet Dr. Ross. So if anybody say this is not what you called in for, this was not helpful to you, blame Dr. Ross, because it was when I heard her voice. I fed off the energy of her voice, and it took me down this path. But if it was helpful, just do me a quick favor, unmute your phone, and just say this helped me. If this was helpful, Coach,
this was
thank you
helpful,
so much.
Coach Janice.
This helps me. It helped me tremendously. I know it helped everybody else. Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
This
So-
helped me.
Thank you so much.
This helped me.
Thank you so much. So with that being said, I'm going to give this back to Dr. Ross. I love y'all. I love y'all for real. Until next time, as always, prosper, be blessed.
Thank
All
you,
right,
thank
Coach.
you.
Yes. This helped me. This helped all of us, and I will take full responsibility for it. So, absolutely amazing. Thank you for flowing. Thank you for just being the conduit that you are to receive whatever God says to give to us for that particular day, because that's what helps us. So today is Tuesday, guys. I know I heard Dr. Betty, and she's always keeping us abreast of what we're doing in this season of our lives. Dr. Betty, you're unmuted. Go ahead. Tell us what's happening this evening.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh my goodness, Dr. Dan. That was
Yes.
for me. Thank you so much. Got me in tears over here. But anyway, so speaking of fear, we're actually in the flu season.
Uh-oh, what happened to you, Dr. Betty?
Hey, doctor, I can't hear her.
Yeah, we lost her for a second. Let's see. Where'd she go? I think she got cut off completely, and I don't even see her on here anymore. But whatever she was fixing to talk about, we're in flu season. We know we're in flu season, so we need to jump on
Here I am.
and
Here I am.
All right. Yes, ma'am.
Sorry. So yeah, speaking of fear, we're in the flu season, and they're talking about more and more C19, I call it, and different variations. So I don't want anybody to be fearful of being able to go out and live their lives for fear of being attacked by some virus or bacteria, etc. So tonight we're going to dive into the immune system and how our bitters detox, our 7-day and 21-day cleanses can help us. So y'all come with your questions, come with a fresh attitude of protecting yourself and your families. And I'll see you tonight at 7.
All right. And then right after that at 8 o'clock, we do our community forum. And then don't forget, for those, invite people to 1 o'clock tomorrow, right there in Chicago, to understand what's their blood type and what they need to know about their blood type and the whole elevation experience. We want them to be involved in that at 1 o'clock. And then we'll tell you about the rest of the day tomorrow. So listen, everybody, have a great, wonderful day, and really, really, really focus on what we heard this morning and apply it to our lives. Have a great kind of day. Bye for now.